I need a hero to save my life. I need a hero to save me now. I need a hero.
Hey guys, it's Hero12333 here, and I'm here with the new ship that I just made recently, the Yamato, and which I actually did a video on, but it's now fully armored and everything. Um, okay, sorry for this. Hey guys, it's Hero12333 here, and I'm here with the Yamato and the Senshi. Um, Basically what I'm going to be going over with you guys is the basics of designing ships, and later we'll get on to more complicated things, but recently Yusuke Tamura and a couple other people that I talked to about space engineers have been designing some really odd ships, and I mean really odd design-wise is really cool and can be really interesting, but I mean they just don't work. And one of the biggest misconceptions with space engineers is that more armor is better. That I mean that's a good idea, but a lot of people go overboard with the armor, and there's a visual glitch with that. I don't know why, but anytime I get near that, it goes invisible. But another thing people do is they overload their ships with guns, and that just creates massive lag. So just don't do that, because everybody will hate you. Um, that, and there's no point to that, and it just makes things ugly. But looking at the Senshi here, it's very nicely designed to look nice. If the fucking game will stop, I don't know what the hell is causing that glitch. But anyways, this works mainly off of just one mod, and that is the azimuth. Other than that, it has a small turret, which actually, because of the new update, I can now add just the normal Gatling turret in its place, maybe move it back a bit. I'd have to redesign it a little bit. But it looks nice and it moves well. And a lot of people put way too many thrusters, and a lot of people try to make their ships too small. And this is not something you should be doing. You should be making your ships not necessarily big. The Senshi is massive. Let me just stand right next to it. It's fucking massive. But I mean, you shouldn't try to make them like, let me bring up my earlier fighters. I made things like this. This just doesn't work for so many reasons. One, you get shot there, you're dead. All the thrusters are exposed, the guns are exposed, there's all the side engines are on the side, and like they're just one slope away from being destroyed. All the engines are exposed, cockpit is exposed, everything is exposed. So of course you want armor. This has little guns because it's a scout, but also the main reason why you shouldn't do this is you can't access the reactor. This doesn't work in survival mode. You'd have to drill this out every time you want to fit anything in there, and you have to reload the guns manually all the time. And it just doesn't work, and people like to make their ships small like this, and I have no idea why. But there's also the assault fighter I have here. It was a little bit better. You can tell I got better as I went on. This one's a little bit better. You still can't access the reactor. The guns are, I think, no, they're not hooked up to ammo. But at least now everything is armored. There's guns armored. The rockets are armored. The engines are all armored. Everything's armored, and it looks nice. But again, this doesn't work in survival. This is the size, though, that you should be making your ships, because maybe if you fill in there, the cockpit can be there and the reactor can be there. But there's plenty of space for that reactor, and maybe add some storage tubes. Again, this flies really nice. But this isn't an ideal design. This is a horrible design. because if you ever go into survival, you're going to die with this. You get 4 shots of your rockets and probably about 10 seconds of fire with your guns. Now, the Senshi over here, let me just go ahead and copy this over. I'm going to face away from the visual glitch because that's just annoying. We're going to go ahead and start. We're just going to start dissecting this. I'm going to. God damn it, I can't get the right block. Alright, this is a lot of armor too, keeping it all together, so. Alright, let's just bump that out of the way. Oh, we can't. It's too heavy. Anyways, so it has one reactor there and a storage compartment there. If we look over here, there is storage there, I think. Yeah, that's storage. So there's storage there, and then that all disperses into the guns, along with the thrusters there, and you can see how much armor is there. There's quite a bit of armor. You can't really take out those engines from the top or the side. There's 2 layers thick here, well, technically, and there's about 3 or 4 layers from the top, so you cannot take the thrusters out from the top. This can only be taken out from the bottom or from behind. This is something to consider when designing your ship, because if you want to make your ship, well, okay, this just goes into strategy. I mean, if you know the weaknesses of your ship and the enemy knows the weaknesses of your ship, you can exploit that. You'll know that they're either going to attack you from the behind or from the bottom to take out your engines. So you will purposefully expose your bottom or just always keep your top facing him. This is what you should always do. It really helps, and I don't know why people are just trying to either armor it up completely or just make it small as possible. Look how much armor there is between anywhere in the reactor. The bottom is of course exposed. I made this entire ship to be weak from the bottom. But still, that's actually pretty well hidden. If you actually get into a fight with this, it's actually pretty hard to get. But back here, so of course the thrusters are all armored. You need to armor your thrusters or else you're going to end up not able to move at all. Let me just go ahead and get the character tools and get myself a gun. And I'll show you guys how well this thing flies. It actually flies really, really well. You know what, I'll just grind this down. It actually flies really well, but let's just pretend I've had 4 of my engines shot out. Actually, I already got rid of the weight, so this thing is now incredibly slow, and I've taken out half the thrusters. Yes, it's missing a wing, I know, but the thrusters taken away from that are also accounted for. So the fact that it has 4 total cargo containers means that it can carry ammo for all of the guns. And there are 9 guns. These are actually supposed to be rail guns, modded. This ship actually carries a total of 3 mods: the turret, azimuth, and actually, oh, that's not a mod, I guess. Or is it? I don't know. But anyways, this is azimuth, and there was some kind of cannon that went there. That was basically a tank cannon. But it's supposed to have 9 machine guns and then those 2 cannons and reloadable rocket launchers that are actually hidden in there. But because it's reloadable, every single gun in here can have extra ammo stored, and it holds a lot actually. It doesn't tell us because we're in survival, or in creative, but there's 4. Did it say 5? Okay, never mind. There's a connector. I was like, what the fuck? But it does have all of those, and now that I bring that up, this does have a connector. You can't actually reload the missiles from there. You actually have to reload the missiles from the rocket launcher, You have to put them into the rocket launcher, and then they can go throughout the ship. But the connector does take ammo and uranium. You want to make your ships able to dock to something, or just be able to refill easily. If you look on the Senshi, there are no access ports other than the rocket launchers on the side and the connector on the bottom. A lot of times when people are designing their ships, they forget to put a connector, and all you can reload from is your guns, which sometimes they don't have reloadable rocket launchers and they just have Gatling guns set up like this, which, if you see, I can't access anything. So you need to make sure there are access points so that you can at least manually reload it yourself. So, as for thrusters, this is a pretty big ship, and most people think that it's pretty slow. A lot of people underestimate it. Let me go ahead and put the guns in. A lot of people underestimate it. It's actually incredibly fast. It reaches top speed within a few seconds, and it's pretty maneuverable, and something's targeting me. I'm guessing it's the Yamato. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh fuck. Okay, I don't like that. But whatever. I'll just show you guys basically how well this takes hits. Is the main gun aiming for me? Oh fuck. Okay, I'll just let these shoot. This is designed to be strong from the top, so I'll just go ahead and... I forgot. Those guns are incredibly powerful. But anyways, this is actually a good thing to show you guys here. This does survive a lot. I lost one reactor and an entire side of my ship. That didn't show you how durable it is, but that's fine. It showed you that this thing is actually greatly redundant, and a lot of these things can still reload. Oh yeah, that is an oxygen generator and storage in there. This is a long-range fighter. You can actually survive in it for a while. Oh hell. They really did a lot to it. But because of all the redundancies, and you want a lot of redundancies, because of all the redundancies, this thing takes a whole lot to take out. I mean, I could even take another shot in the other side of the ship, but as long as I still have this middle section here, I will still be able to fly and fight. And I still have most of my guns. So, put in redundancies. These little ships are not going to last, and you should not trust them to last. But anyways, that was the small ships basics. Remember to actually put armor on, and I'll talk next time about heavy armor versus light armor. People greatly overestimate heavy armor, but I'll talk about that in the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys build some much better ships with redundancies and armor. See you guys next time.